So DGN came out with last week their new packages. There's their 2024 live media plan. So the DGN's excited to announce its live media plan for this season, which will feature several new and upgraded functionalities thanks to DGN's recent migration to Insys Video Technologies as the network's primary technology service provider and enhanced partnership with Amazon Web Services. Beginning today, the DGN will offer 3 subscription packages: the Basic, the Standard, and the Pro. Each subscription package offers different content offerings featuring features and additional benefits for those who opt for the yearly payment option. However, all subscription plans have access to upgraded platform features, which is live DVR functionality on all devices, 60 frame per second streaming. Tell them how big that is.
It's such a big deal.
Instantaneous playback, which that is a big deal. The instantaneous playback and the DVR, those are both really big deals. And full access to DGPT Europe live broadcast for Standard and Pro. So their packages essentially, I think there's a graphic down here. So there's 3 packages: the Basic, the Standard, the Pro. DGN Basic, $5.99 a month, or free if you have a PDGA membership. Standard is $12.99 a month, or $5.99 a month if you have PDGA. Pro is $20 a month, or $12.99 if you have a PDGA. So the plans here are basically the free one. So if you're a PDGA member, the Basic, the free model, or $5.99 if you're not, you get the first round of all Pro Tour events and select majors, and you get full coverage of the Chess.com Invitational coming up this week, USWDGC, Champions Cup, the final 2 rounds of Worlds, and the MVP Open. So you'll get some coverage. Again, that's $5.99 a month, $60 a year, or free if you're a PDGA member. So if you're a PDGA member and you want to give the DGN a test, this weekend's your chance to do so. You can just sign in, Basic, get the Chess.com Invitational try. Make sure you like it before you upgrade to the $12.99 a month base price, or $5.99 a month if you're a PDGA member, which that gives you full coverage of all DGPT events and majors, excluding the European Open and the USDGC. That kind of sucks. It also gives you select bonus features and whole broadcasts. You get Tournament Central on all 3 packages as well, though. And on the Standard, you can have 2 devices.
What gets you USDGC then?
So that's the Pro. So also in the Standard, you also get Jomez coverage ad-free. So you get ad-free Jomez on there.
That's cool.
And a select Jomez extra content. Now on the Pro, which is $20 a month for base, or $12.99 if you're a PDGA member, you get full coverage of all events and all majors, including the European Open and USDGC. You also get all bonus feature whole broadcasts and alternate commentary streams. And you get all-day coverage plus bonus streams. You can have 3 devices. You get Jomez extra content, Jomez ad-free, and you get ad-free live coverage round 1 only. Now, what they showed during when we cut to commercials, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
That's a good point.
But hey, you get ad free.
It's just commercials for the PDGA.
Yeah, it's just, that's all it is. And you get their monthly newsletter, an exclusive monthly newsletter, and 2 free general admission tickets to a DGPT event if you have the Pro.
That's kind of fun.
Which I think the Pro, that's the yearly benefits. If you have a yearly, you get 2 free tickets to a Pro Tour event. So that's cool. This was met with, mixed emotion, mixed reaction, because I think last year it was that if you were just a DGN subscriber, which was just $12.99 a month or $5.99 a month if you're a PDGA member, you got access to pretty much all of it, the like USDGC and stuff. So now on those months, you have to go up to $20 a month. I mean, so here, outside point of view, right? This is how I would work it as a PDGA member. I'm going, for us, we just pay the Standard all the way through. We'll probably upgrade to Pro for European Open and then go back down. But like, realistically, you could go as a PDGA member free this month because you get the Chess.com Invitational next week. That's it. Waco starts next month. Then you can go to Standard and just ride with Standard from now until European Open weekend. And then I would upgrade to $12.99 for the European Open month. And then I'd go back to Standard all the way through till USDGC. And then I'd go to Pro just for USDGC month. That's how I would do it. I'd basically view this as I have to pay $7 to watch European Open and then $7 again to watch USDGC. That's how I kind of view this. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about all of it in general. I'm team DGN because obviously I'm team Pro Tour. So like I want the Pro Tour to make money, right? And I want them to be around for the long haul. I think they do a lot, and I understand that that has a lot of costs associated with it. But $20 a month,
Yeah, that's
for the
crazy.
top tier is like,
Whenever you're in like 12, that's like, okay, that's
even $12.99
that's
a
still
month.
more than Netflix.
$12.99 a month. If you're like, let's just assume the majority of people that we want to watch disc golf, right? There's millions of disc golfers. Literally, UDisc has that data. There's millions of people that play disc golf. Okay, there's not millions of PDGA members.
Yeah.
So let's just wipe the PDGA price from our mind. Okay, because that's asking people to pay $50 a year. So let's wipe that from our mind.
It's wiped.
$12.99 a month just to watch live disc golf.
Yeah.
Because like the tough part is here's to me what this should look like. If we want to have,
It does suck. You can't have any casual viewers.
like, if we want to have live disc golf be behind a paywall, okay, let's make it $6 a month for everyone. Okay, and then let's have the $12.99 a month tier have some of the like additional content, but like, I'm gonna just be straight. I don't think anyone cares about the additional content.
Yeah.
Like we're paying to watch live disc golf.
Yeah.
That's it realistically. And like, I understand wanting to add they had like the on tour, they have like different podcasts they do, all of that stuff. Like, as a company that doesn't have podcasts behind media walls, you can make money off podcasts, doing them on YouTube and selling ads on them and stuff. You can do that just fine. So like, I don't think you have to have them behind DGN. I feel like they're getting caught up in like, okay, well, if we're going to ask people to pay us $13 a month, what can we do to make that value worth it? And it's like, okay, but realistically, you're asking people to pay $13 a month when all they care about realistically is the live tournament coverage. So I think if you were to just offer the live tournament coverage to everyone at $5.99 a month and just cut your costs on everything else, because like, it costs money to pay people to produce podcasts, to pay people to edit all this extra stuff, to pay people to go out and shoot all this extra. Trim the fat. Get rid of all of that. We are just doing live disc golf, and that's it. Because also, I know they're worried about, well, the off season comes, right? It's a subscription model. You have to understand how humans work to a certain extent.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose some people when October rolls around and you finish the last Pro Tour event of the year. Majority of us are gonna forget.
Yeah.
Hand up. I've never watched anything outside of the DGN live coverage, and yet I've paid every October through January. Why? Because like, if I'm paying as a PDGA member $5.99 a month, yes, is it technically worth my time to go do it? Absolutely. But it feels like a hassle because you notice it once the $6 hits your bank account, and you notice it then, and you're like, oh, I got to go on and cancel, and then I have to remember to re-up in February, and just like, it feels like it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, it was only $6. You're not doing the math of it. It's like, oh, well, it's really $20 this whole off season. That's just how the human worked with the subscriptions.
Yeah.
Most of us forget we even have subscriptions.
Yeah.
Like, you pay for stuff. Like, I've been paying for the gym for Planet Fitness for over 2 years for my wife and I, and we've went a total of 0 times during those 2 years. 0. Why? Because I got to drive to the mall to cancel it.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's $20 a month for 2 years. That's $480. Like, when you look at it that way, you're like, Hunter, dude, just get in your car and drive to the mall. But like, I don't think of it until the $20 into my bank account. Like,
and
that's
then
how
you have a whole month to deal with
and then
it.
I got a whole month of
Yeah.
like, well, I'll get to the mall eventually. And then I go to the mall and I'm like, I gotta walk all the way to that door. Actually, the food court's right here.
That's how I was with our movie passes.
Yeah,
We'd
and
like,
so-
it'd be like 2 months go by of us paying for it. Like, we haven't seen a single movie.
That's how subscriptions work. That's why the subscription model is so good. So just, in my opinion, just let people forget you exist October to February.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to keep putting stuff
Uh-huh.
out. Just let us forget you exist. Most of us are going to stay on and just try to get as many people to the $5.99 a month. Because like, what I feel like is happening in disc golf right now is I feel like people within disc golf are like, we have a bunch of disc golfers. How do we make as much money off of them as possible?
Yeah.
So they're raising the cost of DGN, all this stuff. How do we monetize them as much as possible instead of being like, okay, we have all these people paying $5.99. How do we get more people to pay $5.99?
Yeah.
To me, that's the model, right? That should be like, how do we get these casual people, or we offer it for free, and how do we get live viewership from 10,000 people to 40,000 people?
Yeah.
Like, that sounds crazy. It's not. Like, there's so many people that watch
Yeah.
disc golf content to get 40,000 people to watch a live stream, like,
well, and also again, you're not with what's going on right now. You're not getting any casual viewers. Someone who's like interested in disc golf. I've got a lot of friends who just got into disc golf this past year, and they love playing.
They're never going to watch live.
They're not going to spend $12 a month to watch live disc golf, but they would watch it if they just had access to it, of course, because they're like they want to get into the sport more.
Because then if you're able to grow that, if you put it for free on YouTube and you're able to grow. Or if you want control, put it for free on DGN even.
Yeah.
And you're able to grow it to 40,000 people watching concurrently live. Now you can make up on advertising revenue way more. Because right now you're asking an advertiser to spend a lot of money for not a lot of return.
Yeah.
And realistically.
And you're really usually just getting disc golf sponsors.
Yeah. Well, because I'm going to call it like I see it. Right? Right now the sponsorship value in the Pro Tour is a goodwill sponsorship value where 90% of people paying to sponsor in the Pro Tour, there's two fields. There's people who are fooled into thinking that they're going to get a great return on their money. There's a small portion that do get a good return on their money. And then there's a large portion of advertisers who have enough money to throw around and they just want to keep the tour alive.
Yeah.
So they're doing it almost as like a charitable donation. That's not a long-term successful thing.
No.
Because eventually, if these manufacturers, for instance, they're one of the big ones who are going to sponsor everything that comes out, if they eventually are like, you know what, it makes more sense for our bottom line if we don't become the presenting sponsor of 10 tournaments. If we stop spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to be present, we're just going to pull that.
Yeah.
Now the tour is gone. Just poof, just like that, because of a few decisions, because like you're not able to provide the value that you're asking of people because you don't have the eyeballs, because to get the eyeballs, people have to pay $13 minimum to get on there.
Yeah.
I don't like that long-term play. I think this is a short-term, let's try to get profitable quick play. And I think it's going to end up biting them in the butt long-term.
And I know that disc golf is just far more professional than it was even 5 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Far, far, far more professional than it was 10 years ago. But we have to remember that still the thing that gets everybody into disc golf is how accessible it is and how cheap it is.
Yeah.
And it's like at the end of the day, the people who get into disc golf, it's super fun. It's super fun. But what gets you into it is it only takes a Frisbee and maybe a car to get to a park. Or a buddy with a car. And so I just feel like trying to hike up these prices for like this premium like live coverage experience, it just doesn't, I don't feel like they're doing a great job advertising to their actual audience.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see as things go and as things grow. But I mean, the key here is they got to be able to deliver on what they are promising. The people who pay $20 a month, like they better feel everything that they've been promised is worth it. Because if not, then you're going to shoot yourself in the foot a lot more, because you're going to get people to eventually buy into live coverage just to say, screw it, Jomez was better. Obviously, the Pro Tour owns Jomez, but end of the day, you're able to get, in my opinion, you're able to monetize live better because you have people watching a lot longer, so they're going to see more ads and you're going to have more eyes. You're able to monetize live as someone in content a lot easier than you're able to monetize a 20-minute recap video.